Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to be discussing the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Miami. That's episode 9 of season 5. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the episode kicks out with everybody reading news reports, articles that are coming in social media regarding Lisa and Lenny's divorce. Now, Lenny is putting out this narrative in the media that Lisa wasn't blindsided, that they both knew they were going to get a divorce, and that this actually had been a long time coming, that it wasn't anything new, that they both had agreed on ending the marriage. Now, Marysol goes over to Lisa's house and they talk about it. Now, I gotta say, I'm getting a little bit worried with Marysol because all she does is wants to drink and drink and drink. I hope it's not becoming a problem, and I hope that she's only doing it when they're filming. But anyway, they're talking about these articles, this narrative, and Lisa is telling her that it is absolutely not true, that it was out of the blue, that she did not expect it, that they were fine, that she does not understand what was the cause. Maybe if she knew why he wanted to divorce, maybe even that would make some sense. But she's saying that it's not true. She was completely blindsided, and she doesn't understand why he's putting these things out in the media. Like, it's causing way more harm. And Marysol shares some very good, encouraging words and tells her that she shouldn't worry, that this is, a bump in the road. It's probably a very hard bump in the road, but she said, look at me and look at Alexia, women that got divorced, that they thought, the world was going to end, but now they're happily married once again, and everything turned out to be fine. So she's telling her to, try to get over it, and everything's going to be all right. And then we get a scene with Alexia. She's with her son, and they're going to partner up with a foundation, and they're going to do something really nice with, to help other kids that have special needs, which I think is amazing that she's doing that. So she's meeting up with some people, and they're going to have an event later on. Then we get Julia and Martina. So if you guys saw one of the first episodes of the season, they had a particular scene that was really hard to watch. It looked like they were having some issues in paradise. They were kind of clashing. They weren't having no chemistry, but this was a pretty good scene. Julia cooked, or she tried to cook something for them both, and they were having a nice conversation, and they were saying, what can we do to make the relationship even better? Because they don't want to be in a relationship where they're separate but they're still in a relationship. So that must be a pretty hard thing for them. And Martina says that she wants Julie to go with her when she goes to Aspen, or when she goes to these places. So, and they actually agree. It's actually a very nice dinner, and they leave very happy with one another. And then we get another scene with Alexia and Marysol. I gotta say, you guys, Alexia, in my opinion, is the MVP of this show. She's kind of like the queen of the show, if I'm being honest. She's got it all. And like I said, she's with Marysol, and they're at this restaurant. And I actually really like this scene because they completely break the fourth wall, because as they're in the restaurant and they're about to eat, they actually see some friends at the restaurant, and the friends are saying, wait, are you guys filming? I'm sorry, y'all filming. We don't want to get in the way of it. And they start to have a conversation, and before they know it, they're talking about Lisa's divorce. So apparently this is a very popular thing that people in Miami are mumbling about. So they start to talk to them about that. Then we see a brief scene with Larsa and her daughter. They're shopping, and then we move along to Guerdy and her husband. They're at a beach, I think, and they're having conversations about just life, real life stuff. Guerdy, she's a party planner. She's always busy with these parties, and she has 2 boys. Now, she says that she doesn't feel mom guilt because they are boys and they have a good relationship with their dad, so he can talk to them about Legos and all that type of stuff. But I actually don't think that gender of the kids has anything to do with the mother. I think whether it's a boy or a girl, they both need the mother there. But she says that is something that she does want to work along with her husband. Her husband says that, he got real personal. He said that sometimes he does feel like that at night she's closing off, and he's not getting able to get all of her. But yeah, it was a very productive conversation. I think that is probably going to help them, to talk about these things and then set a plan in action. Okay, then moving along, Adriana, if you guys remember, she had talked about getting a BBL. So she's finally going to get this BBL, although it's like a non-surgical one. But she does come with Julia to the clinic. And so they put her on the table. They injected her with something, and she says that she wants to ignore it, so she tells Julia to tell her something interesting so that she can get distracted. And Julia says that dinner that they had earlier in the episode, it was a very, very good dinner, and it kind of made them rekindle a lot of things, even to the point that Martina mentioned to Julia that she is open to adopting, which is something that Julia really wanted, because she did want to have more kids, but it was always Martina that didn't. But now the fact that she is like open to the idea, it's making them very happy. And she says that she misses like taking a kid to school, taking care of them, so she does want to like adopt a kid, maybe a little bit older, so not a baby, but that is making her very, very happy. And then the episode's final event is the event that I mentioned that Alexia was having for her son Frankie, so everybody's there. One thing I gotta say also is I love the support that the women in Miami have for one another. That's really awesome to see. So everybody's coming. Guerdy and Nicole are riding to the event together, and as they're getting to the event, Nicole mentions to Guerdy that she's feeling a little bit odd, a little uneasy with Larsa, because she feels like Larsa has been throwing like jabs, like some subtle shade towards her in the last few weeks. She says that it's really bothering her that Larsa keeps referring to her ex as a teacher. She feels like that's kind of dismissive, like, oh, a teacher, and she keeps saying it. So she's trying to figure out where that is coming from. Guerdy is saying that she probably shouldn't look too deep into it, that it probably doesn't mean that like it's not a bad thing, but Nicole is like, that is bothering her. And as everybody's at this party, an article comes out where apparently Lenny's girlfriend, the one that he left Lisa for, is giving out statements, and everybody's in shock. Lisa calls Lenny right away and says like, what is going on? How can the other woman be giving statements? Like, she's asking Lenny, how do you think this looks for the kids? Like, the kids at some point in the future are going to be looking at this. Do you really think that it's okay that the woman that made their father leave her for is giving out statements and all this drama? Like, she's telling him that he clearly doesn't care about the kids, and he gives her the big F you, and that's pretty hard for her. So at the event, like I said, everybody's super supportive, and they tell Lisa like they're there for her, which good for her. A divorce is really rough, especially a public divorce, so I'm glad that she has that support of all the friends that are there. And then the strangest thing happens. Then Lenny starts texting Lisa if she can go get groceries, specifically bananas, peanut butter, and strawberries. So it was so weird because he had just cursed her out, but now he's asking her for groceries. She's confused. Everybody's confused. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. I really do feel like there's something like that really happened between them that one of them isn't telling us. I don't know what it is, but there's something just very suspicious. So she tells this to everybody, and she gets up and leaves, and Larsa is left alone with Nicole, and they're like, oh yeah, that's weird, they start talking about that. But then Nicole, she brings it up. She brings up the fact that Larsa has been like kind of like disparaging her for having this ex that was a teacher, and Larsa gets really defensive and says, you don't know until you know what it's like to divorce Anthony and this and that. And Nicole was saying, I don't like the way that you refer to him as a teacher. Like, you're being very dismissive. And I gotta agree with Nicole. The way that she says it, the way that Larsa says, oh, the teacher, makes it sound like he's less than just because he wasn't a basketball player. Like, that doesn't matter. And, Larsa, she's one of the people that when she gets mad, she goes like from 0 to 100. So she tells Nicole, I've heard that you've been sleeping with the whole hospital, with all the doctors. And Nicole, like, she's in shock. And that's where the episode ends. We then get the mid-season trailer, which it looks like this season is going to be very interesting. I'm really excited for what's to come. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Really good episode, really entertaining. I like Miami. It's like a different vibe, and I've been enjoying it. But I want to hear from you guys. Have you guys been watching the season? And what do you think about Larsa and Nicole? Do you think it was messed up for her to bring up those accusations? Let me know in the comments. Let me know all your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys next time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.